And we are live. Good evening. How is everybody doing? My name is Sandra Okoshile, and I am joining you live from South Africa. Please just let us know in the comment section where are you joining us from. And if you're watching a replay, just put hashtag replay. So this evening, I am joined by my special guest, who is my brother. His name is Sassen. And a week ago, we spoke about Moody and what it means here in South Africa, when the country is declared a junk status, and how it can actually affect our economy, and how it can affect you and me as individuals. So, our topic for today, we just want to discuss, after discussing what it means when the economy is in a crisis, and why it's important for you to have multiple streams of income. So, Sassen, I'm just going to hand over to you. You can recap, and then we can quickly go into our discussion.
Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. Okay, so I'm just quickly going to go through, like Sandra said, we're just quickly going to recap what we did the last time. Okay, I don't want to take up too much of your time. So remember, last time when we spoke about ratings agencies. We also spoke about the effect of when your economy is downgraded. Okay, when your business entities within your economy are downgraded, and the effect of that on the ordinary citizen, the ordinary man on the street. So number one, we spoke about ratings agencies. Remember, we said ratings agencies. That's your Moody's, your Standard and Poor's, and your Fitch ratings agencies. We said basically what these guys do is that these are companies that assess the financial strength of companies and government entities, especially
Mm.
their ability to meet principal and interest payments on debts. So basically, what these guys do is they analyze, for example, your ESCOM. They look at ESCOM's financial performance, and then they basically give a report to say, okay, if a bank X and Y, if you guys are planning on giving ESCOM a loan, this is ESCOM's ability to pay back the loan. So in other words, is ESCOM able to pay back the loan that you have given them? All right. So
Mm.
what they do obviously is they then rate ESCOM's ability to pay back that loan. I'm just using ESCOM as an example. They then rate ESCOM's ability, and if ESCOM is found to be in a position where they are not able to pay back their loans, or they are not a reliable debtor, what that obviously means is that ESCOM is then downgraded, and that's when you hear
Mm.
those terms like junk status and so forth. So obviously, junk
Yeah.
status, I mean, as the word says for itself, junk status, it obviously means you are in a bad position to pay back loans. In other words, your entity is not reliable. If I give you a loan, the chances of us recovering our money are very minimal.
A very
So
minimum. Mm.
exactly. So remember, we said the knock-on effect of that on the ordinary person on the street is that because ESCOM is no longer able to access loans from international institutions, it means government is then forced to bail out ESCOM. What is the effect of that? It means instead of the government now having to build schools, having to buy medicine for hospitals, having to build roads and improve infrastructure in the country, government is now spending more money bailing out ESCOM. How does the government get that money to bail out ESCOM? It means government will now have to increase taxes. So obviously, when the government
Mm.
increases tax, it means obviously things like your fuel goes up. It means basic commodities like your bread, your sugar, your cooking oil, all of that goes up. And also interest rate also goes up, which means if you go to the bank right now and you take a loan to buy a house or a car, it means the interest you're going to pay on that loan is also more because obviously the government and financial institutions are
Yeah.
trying to raise money. Okay, so basically that is a recap with regards to
Okay.
what we did the last time. Okay, I don't know if that's okay with you.
Yeah. Yes, thank you so much, Sasan. So, given the current times that we're living in, as we were discussing, is like we need to start for you to live on one stream of income. It's not possible to live on one stream of income, and we just wanted you to tell us what are the disadvantages of not having multiple streams of income. As we were discussing, we were saying, look at SAA right now. They are going through a retrenchment process. Look at the mining sector as well. They've also been affected. So I know personally a lot of people that are being low because of the crisis that's happening right now. So can you just give us a few disadvantages of not having multiple streams of income?
All right, okay. Now, with regards to your when you talk about multiple streams of income, okay, I don't. Let's make it very simple, okay? Let's make it very simple. We don't want to use any, like, let's say, big words and everything. Let's just, let's put it like for the common man.
Yes.
Like you said right now, when you look at the way the world, let's just say the world economy is right now, not even South Africa in general. Like you said, a lot of companies are going through restructuring, especially in the sense of retrenchments. The most common, obviously, the most spoken about right now here in South Africa,
Mm,
South African Airways, but you also have retrenchments also going on in the mining sector. You have retrenchments going on in the retail sector as well as in the manufacturing and even in the telecom sector as well. Companies like your Telcom and so forth, all those guys are obviously being forced to retrench. Now, I can give you a simple example where imagine, let's say you've been working for a particular company for the last 20 years. Obviously, that's fine. You for the last 20 years, it means you've had job security. Every month you're guaranteed of a salary. You're able to take
mm,
your kids to school. You're
yes.
able to provide for your family and so forth. Then one day, because obviously
Mm,
because of what's happening to the economy, one day, you go to work and you are told, guys, in the next month or so, we are going to be retrenching. We're going to be letting 10,000 people go. Now, what that means is for the last 10 or so years, you've gotten used to the security of having a job, right? Now, all of a sudden, you're going to lose that job. You no longer have a reliable source of income. Okay, and what does that mean? It now means
mm,
you suddenly your life is going to change. You might no longer be able to pay school fees for your children and so forth. Now, when it comes to the issue of multiple streams of income, what we are simply saying is because of the uncertainty of the times that we are living in, when you look at, like we said, the possibility of retrenchment, everyone looking at the possibility of retrenchment, it is advisable that, come at the end of every
mm,
month. Imagine if, let's say, fine, you are getting your salary, but imagine, let's say, if you have another side business that you are doing, you have a side investment that you have going on for you. What that means is, even if, let's say, retrenchment does affect you, it will not affect your way of life. That will not really come down to
yeah.
affecting the way your family lives and so forth. Why? Because you have other means of getting an income. Because imagine now, if all you were used to was just simply going to work and earning a regular income, what are the chances that you're going to be able to find another job? Because remember, like we said, a lot of companies are going through retrenchment. So when you lose your job, maybe the next company that you're going to look for a job, they'll also tell you,
Mm,
we are also retrenching. We are also shutting down. We are living in a very bad economic environment. So we are also shutting down. So basically, what that means is the times that we are living,
yeah.
you need to be in a situation where come at the end of every month, you have multiple streams of income. You have different things that are giving you an income. Like I said, it could be a small business, it could be an investment. And also, if you remember the last time we spoke as well, we spoke about the issue of, let's say, for example, people who have saved money because of what's happening to economies. Imagine over the years you've been, obviously waiting for your pension. Now, imagine what happens because of inflation and so forth. Imagine if all the money you have is suddenly affected by things like, for example, exchange rate. Remember, like we said, when, let's say, your money loses value in comparison to, for example, the United States dollar, it suddenly means that all that money that you've been saving all along these years suddenly becomes valueless. Why? Because obviously, because of
It
things
loses value.
exactly,
Yeah.
because of inflation and also because of your currency losing value. So what does that mean? It means you need to have alternative sources of income and alternative investments as well that are obviously safeguarded against inflation.
Mm. Wow, that is Sasana. That is, the way you've explained it, you've made it so simple for anybody to understand. Because, like I said to you previously, I didn't understand all these things like about the economy, and when you're declared you're in a junk status, and when we are in a crisis, what actually is happening to the individual like you and me. So the way you've explained it, it makes it so much easier, and it makes it even easier for me to make decisions. And I think for somebody that's watching right now, it's much easier for them to make an easier decision that, creating multiple income streams allows an individual to have, various cash flow sources that are coming in. Because, like you said, anybody can get retrenched by tomorrow, and there is no source of income that is coming in into the home. And I know a lot of people right now, their businesses have been shut down. Some people are not able to go to work, and their companies are unable to pay their employees.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of people through that crisis. And the purpose of us doing this video is just to say we have an opportunity that allows you to earn passive income as well as active income. One of the an American investor, his name is Warren Buffett. He's a serial investor, and he's also a business tycoon. He says, if you aren't willing to own a stock for 10 years, don't even think about owning it for 10 minutes. So if you've actually been, you're always doubting yourself, you're always involved, and you can't even do something, own a stock or invest for 10 minutes, then don't even think about owning it for 10 years. We are already in a new decade now. 10 years has already passed. So think about it, that in the 10 years that we've passed, did you do any investment that yielded anything for you? Is it an investment that you can actually leave a legacy for your children? So the opportunity that I'm talking about is to say every week I want to be able to earn $200 or more. And what I can tell you, during this crisis, I've been able to achieve that goal, and I'm celebrating. Since last week and this week as well, I'm celebrating that goal because I've been able to get that $200 or more. $200 in South Africa, it's about 3,800 rands. That is a lot of money. This is additional to my 9 to 5 job. This is an additional stream of income. So it's not too late for anybody to join us. Every Wednesday we have every Wednesday we have a presentation where we'll be sharing this opportunity. If you're interested to find out more, just put your comments below, and you can also send me a WhatsApp, and we'll be able to get you the details to join us on the Zoom webinar on Wednesday at 6 p.m. So this will be happening every Wednesday as well as on Sundays. Don't miss out on this opportunity. If you've been thinking about investing, this is the right time to get into any investment. Sasan, do you have any last words that you just want to say to our audience this evening before we close off?
No, I think you've summed it up, and I think also, like I said, I'm basically just going to be repeating what I've said. That given the times that we are living in, times have changed. I was reading an article today that was saying, if you look at the times that we're living in right now, by the year, I think is it 2035, things like your social security grants, and even things like your pension, those are things that by the year
Mm,
2035, those things are going to be irrelevant. Because by the time we get to that stage, right now we're living in an age of what they call millennials. By the time we get to that stage, if you have moved with the time, you things like for you to sit back and say, I'm relying on my pension, I'm hoping one day I'm going to be able to get my pension and do this and that. Times are changing. So it's better these days. I mean,
yeah.
come every Friday, imagine every Friday or every Saturday when you're winding up your week or you're winding up your weekend. Imagine when you are calculating to say, okay, business number one, this week we've made this much, this week we've made this progress. Business number two, up to even
Mm,
business number 10. There's nothing that can stop you from doing that.
yeah.
It's just a matter of application of the money, and like you said, if you haven't invested in anything over the last 10 years, you should be by now, you should ask yourself, what am I doing? I think that's all from me.
Why? Yeah. That's so powerful. Like you said, we are in the millennial, era. It's not impossible for someone to have 5 or 10 different different business handling, because right now, as we are stuck in the crisis, most people are doing their businesses online and they are thriving. So there is no excuse for someone to say, how is it possible for me to do business number one, number two, number three, or number four? So thank you so much, Sassen. And I know we'll be coming back again to you next week. And if you have anything to add or comments, please do so in the comment section. And we hope to see you again. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you.